In the last episode we got invaded by cockroaches, and in this episode we get invaded by the Americans. My friend from college and her husband fly into Curacao to join us on the boat for 6 days. We explore the island, visit the Hato caves and a liquor distillery, and get surprised by a tropical storm warning and have to seek shelter. We hope you enjoy this video.
We are at the tugboat. The place is called Tugboat actually, and there's a little wreck out here of a tugboat that we have been snorkeling on.
Okay.
And it's kind of, the setup is that there's a bar up here as well, because I think a lot of people are coming here to snorkel. It's only like 1.5 meters below the surface, so it's nice to snorkel, but it's not that big and spectacular actually. Then they say that we are supposed to see, if you're lucky you can find see seahorses over here, but we didn't see any yet, but we keep looking. And Anton has started snorkeling too. He had to practice a bit, I think.
Tugboat Beach is one of the most visited snorkeling and diving spots on Curacao. From shore there is about 50 meters, and then you arrive at the wreck that has been lying here for more than 30 years. It is covered with beautiful coral reefs and many fish are swimming here. This was Anton's first experience with snorkeling on a wreck, and he really loved it.
American invasion. We are going to the Hato caves, and that's the biggest caves on the island, and it's more than 300,000 years old, so that's going to be quite interesting to see. And it's supposedly a national park and a really beautiful walk as well. And then in the afternoon, or we will go find lunch somewhere, and then in the afternoon we're going to a liquor distillery on the island, the most popular one. We will do a guided tour there.
That's what the Americans are most excited about.
And that's what the Americans are most excited about. Yes. So that's what we'll do today. No snorkeling, no swimming, nothing like that. Just pure touristing around the island. No smoking. We have a guided tour at 11, so we thought we would start off by just doing the Indian Trail, which is just a short trail where they show off all the different cactus and plants that they have around this area. So that's really nice. Right, Sarah? That's right!
So we are at the
Hato caves.
Hato caves. And that's very interesting. The only thing that interests me a little bit more today is that there's a hurricane warning. They are warning that a tropical hurricane is about to arrive here. It should be arriving on Wednesday. And I mean, normally you will say that these places, the ABC Islands, is out of the hurricane belt, but it seems that the first hurricane this year is coming right towards us. It seems that it's going a little bit north of Curacao. But we'll have to monitor it. We got this morning at 5 o'clock. I mailed the marina to get a spot, because we don't want to stay out on the Anchorage and Spanish water when it's a hurricane, if it's a hurricane. So we booked 2 weeks at the marina. Elisabeth is going to be so happy about that.
Yes.
The Hato Caves actually has a very interesting history. The escaped slaves used them as hiding places and lived in them for months at a time. And even before the arrival of the Europeans and slaves, the Amerindian Arawaks used to stay and live around the area and left behind the petroglyphs that are estimated at least 1500 years old. The cave was officially protected by the state in 1967. And just to specify, the Arawaks were a group of indigenous people of northern South America and the Caribbean. After lunch, we went to the most famous liquor distillery on the island. The tour guide takes you through the history of Curacao along with the distillation process of the world-famous blue Curacao liquor. To be honest, this is a place to go when you don't necessarily have to bring smaller children. The tour is actually very exciting and our friends really enjoyed it. Anton and I, on the other hand, went through the tour quite fast and instead enjoyed a drink in the bar. And all of a sudden, the reality hit and we had to move the boat. The storm warning was not a joke, but luckily we got the last spot in the marina in Spanish water, and it was time to raise the anchor and move towards the marina. The storm was still 3 days away, but we wanted to have some time to prepare ourselves and the boat. Our friends were looking for flights to get out 1 day earlier than expected to make sure they didn't get stuck down here.
Way to go, Mom! Done. I said, how does it feel to be sailing with the Americans?
It's very good. And now we are getting into marina because there's a storm coming, believe it or not. The place where we were supposed to be in shelter here on the ABC Islands, there's a storm coming, a tropical storm, and 60% chance that they might name it, and then we're not insured. So now we're seeking shelter in a marina, and hopefully it will be fine. But we'll see how hard it gets or how bad it gets. Going to Serra Boca Marina here on Curacao because we're seeking shelter from a tropical storm that's going to come here in a few days, and so we made sure that we could get a spot in the marina because probably in a few days a lot of boats are going to seek into a marina, and it's not easy to get a spot here because a lot of boats have seeked shelter from the hurricanes. This is one of the islands where you're supposed to be in good shelter, so it's also quite bad luck that there's going to be a storm here because we haven't had one in 100 years down here. So, yeah. What are the odds?
What are the odds? Best of luck.
Yeah.
Look at our captain over here taking care of business. And the young man behind him. Man, we're looking good.
Fordi det er lige lidt snævert, når jeg læser.
Here's the lady of the boat preparing to dock in. I guess you say dock. Okay, I'm learning this sailboat and life world, but it's not a bad view for taking care of the things she needs to take care of. And we've got a buoy to help protect the boat. What is that we call that you just put out, ma'am?
That was the fender.
Fender. You need me to throw it back for a bit?
The docking went smooth and we got a great spot in the marina. And the good thing about this marina is that we get free access to the resort beach that we have been using without permission for a few times. The more challenging thing is that this is far away from everything, so you need a car to stay here in order to get to the supermarket and the city in general.
While waiting to get all our stuff in, Elisabeth and Anton are reading a book. She's having to translate from English to Danish. Says it's a little difficult.
Yes, it is. Men til hendes overraskelse åbnede frøen i hendes mund.
Everything else?
Overrasket.
That same night, there was a cruises dance introduction in salsa at a restaurant nearby. We went just to mingle and socialize with the other boats, but Anton obviously loves to dance, so him and I had a lot of fun the whole hour, and he was better than his mom, that's for sure.
We made it up to here to the Blue Room, and we're supposed to go on a boat tour with the real captain, real good captain or something like that. Oh, the captain feel good, and we called him and we texted him on Instagram. Couldn't get through to him, and it says that he doesn't do reservations, so we just have to show up, and it says open Tuesday to Sunday, and it's Sunday today. And then we come up here and we have driven over an hour to get here, and now he just says, oh, there are no tours today because the boat is not working. And seen from his perspective, that's really sucks for him, because of course that's, yeah, but he should at least have picked up his phone or done something to tell people that there were no tours today, because I mean, you have to go a really, really long way to get here. So, and I mean, you can walk up yourself, but it says you need to be a very, very good swimmer, so we're not sure we are going to do it, but yeah, we'll see. We're here now at least. Yeah. So, yeah.
The Blue Room was a high point on the list and something we all look forward to, but it was just not possible to go on the hike on our own. So instead we decided to head further north to the Turtle Beach. It is located in a fishing village and you get really close to the turtles you're swimming with. An amazing experience for Anton, who was snorkeling with turtles for the first time. Thank you so much for watching this episode. We hope you liked it. We appreciate a like and a subscription to our channel that will help us to continue this filmmaking journey. Stay tuned for the next episode where we prepare the boat and ourselves for a tropical storm.